Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Anna's Zone. Before we start, thank you all for the support so far. God bless you. I really appreciate and I love you all. Welcome back. Today, I want us to talk about, I'm here for us to talk about working working as a student against all odds. Working as a student against all odds. You know, we have so many odds that as a student you can't work or something. We have so many beliefs, so many all that. But today I want us to go into this topic, working as a student against all odds. Okay, so let's get into some of the odds that we are talking about here. Some of these odds are lack of capital, lack of ideas, lack of courage. I want us to look at capital, lack of capital. Sometimes we have this excuse, though we have the idea, we have the courage, we feel like we'll get the support, but we also feel like we don't have what it takes, as in financially, to start a small business as a student or whatever business it is as a student. But come to think of it, I think there are some of these businesses students can go into that you don't really need a capital or you don't really need a huge capital. Example is an errand company. An errand company. As a student, if you go into an errand company, at the end of the day, your transport is going to be paid for by your client and your services are going to be paid for. So, what capital do you really need to start an errand company? I hope you get what I'm trying to say. And also lack of ideas. Sometimes we feel like we don't have ideas, but I think that is so wrong. No, I think everybody has a business idea. Not a, I don't know, but I think everybody has an idea. So far as you are passionate about something, I think you have an idea. So far as you have this entrepreneurship desire or something like that, I think you have an idea. And sometimes these ideas don't really come directly from us. We don't really receive it directly, but it comes from people around us. You get compliments like, I like your food, wow, you know how to cook. Like, you get compliments like, I like how organized you are. I like how you are able to put things together. You get compliments like, you are very crafty, like you do so many things with your hand, or like you really know how to bake. I like your cake, I like your cupcakes, I like your meat pie, I like your chips. All those things are ideas that you don't have to overlook. Sometimes as an entrepreneur you have to consider all those things, the things that people really like about you, like a skill, a particular skill or a particular act that people really emphasize in your life. You have to consider it. It could be your business idea, so don't overlook that. And sometimes too, the courage to start. Sometimes you have the idea, we have the capital, we feel like we'll get the support, or we already even have the support, but you don't have the courage to start. Sometimes this might be due to what people will say. But you know what? You don't really have to consider that much. One thing I've come to realize is people will always talk. People will always have an opinion. Everybody has different perspective. People see life from different ways. So be it good or bad, people will always talk. So far as your business idea or your vision is not against your belief, and it's not against your sanity, it's not against you as a person, and it's not against God, and you feel like it's in your purpose and you feel like it's time for you to start, I think you should go ahead. At the end of the day, everybody will be fine. Last, everybody will be fine. Even those who might talk bad about your brand might end up falling in love with your brand. So, baby, if you have the idea, if you have the capital, if you have the support, just give yourself some courage to start. You are good to go. And the next thing I want to talk about is lack of support. Sometimes, as students or as young entrepreneurs, we feel like when we start, we will not get the support we want to. You might be you might be correct, as in you might not get the support from the people you expect to get the support from, but trust me, or trust God, or trust yourself, you are actually going to get support from even unexpected places. People you don't expect to support you are going to support you. Be like, wow, this person loves my brand, this person loves my product, this person is really supportive, this person is advertising. Like, you'll be surprised the kind of people that will support what you do. So if you are hesitating to start because of support, then I'm here to tell you that you are good to go. Just put yourself together and start. Okay. And a lot more. There are so many things that we can talk about. Some of these odds are also countries, like students who find themselves in countries that they don't allow students to work. That is another huge thing. But first, I used to think like it's unfortunate to be in a country where you as a student is not allowed to work. But later, recently, I realized that it's not unfortunate, it's very fortunate, because it helps you as the student to use your mind, excuse me to say, or to think deeper. It brings the best out of you, it brings the good potentials that is out of you. First and foremost, if you are permitted to work, you're going to work for someone. But because they don't permit you to work, you come up with something. It pushes you to be creative. I think that's the good word. It pushes you to be creative. So let's look at things. Sometimes let's look at things from the positive aspect. So moving on, some of these businesses that students can consider in countries that do not permit students to work. Uh, First of all, you have to know what you're passionate about. You have to also know what you are really good with. You should it should be something you are good with that meets your passion. It shouldn't be like, I want to start a business, so let me just go into it. No, it should be something you are really passionate about. Some of these business ideas that you can consider is sorry, transport business. Transport, one will say, transport business, especially in countries they don't allow us to work. Yes, you can go into transport business provided your capital is big enough. We have cars that are sold at a price of maybe $2,000, $2,000, $1,000, $3,000. If you had, if you have such a huge capital, I think you can buy a car, you can give it out for a driver in that country where you study, so that the driver will be making account to you. By the time you will complete the school, you have already gotten your capital back, you've made profit, and you can sell the car. Even if you are to sell it at a low cost, you are still going to make profit, because at the end of the day, you've gotten your capital back, you've made profit, and selling the car, the cost of the car will be an extra, cash. And another thing too you can consider with the transport business is you can find somebody back home that you can trust. It could be a sibling or a friend, and you two can collaborate and work together. You can buy the car back home. You can send the money, or you can get the money across to the person. The person can buy the car and give it to a driver to work with. So the driver will be accountable to that person. In that way, you will be making income, but you will not be so much involved. You can choose to pay that your business partner. Right now, the person is your business partner because the person is looking after your business, which is the car. So you guys can agree on the salary of that person, so that you can make it so professional that it wouldn't be like he's my sibling, he's doing it for free, or he's my friend, he's doing it for free. But you can make it so professional so that the person will also do his or her best for you. So that is with the transport business. Then you can also go into food businesses, like food business. We have countries that people don't have access to local delicacies, or if you even not it's not even about local delicacy. If you think people like your food, you are really passionate about food, you really like, you are not the best, but you are good at cooking, you know how to bake, you are passionate about it, and it's time, like you feel like it's time for you to monetize that. You can start a business out of that. You are passionate about, some of us do it as a hobby, so you can try to monetize that. And at the end of the day, people will patronize, you get support, and you will be building a brand. You might never know what will happen tomorrow. You might never know where this small business can grow to, or how this small business can become a very big one day. So you can start that. Another thing I want to talk about is errand company, especially in Western countries, or even everywhere. It's not about Western countries, but I want to really focus on students who are in Western countries where we have different seasons, like different climates and all that. In winter seasons, people really find it difficult to go out to look for things. Maybe though they might be in need of that particular thing, but because of the weather, because of how cold it is, people don't really want to go out. Right after school, they want to go home. You can take advantage of this if you think you are passionate about that, and you think you have the qualities, like you are able to locate good things, quality things. You know where to find things. It's not everybody who has that ability to find things. We have people that, if you need something to buy really urgently, you can just call them, please, do you know where I can get this? And they really know where you can get everything. It's something that is really good, and you can make money out of it. You can decide to run errands for people. They will pay you. At the end of the with this particular thing, you wouldn't even need lots of capital to start it, because at the end of the day, your client is going to pay for your transportation, and he or she is going to also pay for your services. So at the end of the day, you have made something. So it shouldn't be really a huge sum of money, but a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So that is it. And one thing I want us to focus on, or I want us to talk about, is organizing company or planning company. In countries, like in Western countries again, in Western countries, during summertime, summer could be very boring if you don't have any activities to involve yourself in, especially with students. Like, you'll be indoors, like you don't really have anything to do. If you think you are good at organizing, you are able to bring things together, you are creative, you have ideas, you are able to program things with exciting, I don't know how to put that, but with a exciting plan that people will buy into. During such seasons like summer, you can come up with summer camps. That, I think, especially in Belarus, summer can be very boring. So if you think you are good with this, you can come up with such camps. And I think people, if it's good, like good topics to discuss, good places to visit, good, like, if it's quality, I think people will buy into it, people will patronize. So if you're good at planning, if you're good at bringing up good program, if you're good at organizing good programs, you can monetize it. Like, you can make money, you can make a business out of it. Another thing that I want us to talk about is craft, like making of beads, chains, earrings, etc. Sometimes we overlook all these things. We be like, this it is just something small. Who will even be interested in this? No, that's so wrong. Just that the moment you announce or the moment you launch that very thing, that the moment you launch that very business, you see people buying into it, you see people patronizing it, and you'll be surprised. So don't look down on your craft. No matter how small it seems to you, it can be monetized. And another thing I want us to talk about is beauty company. When I talk about beauty company, maybe you are too good with styling. You think all those stylists that we see on social media just started, or you think some of them didn't even go to school to become stylists. They learned it in school. They are just good at putting things together. They are just good at selecting clothes. So if you think you are good with that, you can monetize that. We have people who have problems with that, though they have all the clothes in the world, but they are not able to put it together. And during occasions, such people can contact you and you can make money out of that. We have hairstyling. If you think you're good with your hand, you can make hair and the hair will be breathing. You can make money out of that. Makeup, you can learn makeup artist artistry or makeup whatever it is, or if you think you have it naturally, you can monetize it. If you also think something like making of nails, pedicure and manicure, all those things, either you can learn it, or if you know it already, you can make money out of it. And you might say that these things will take my time. How much time do you spend studying, or do you spend in school, especially those in Belarus or those in foreign countries? You know, sometimes we have this mentality that you have to complete all the schools you want to complete before you can work. I think that is a lie. That is a very big lie, because some of these things, when it comes to entrepreneurship, some of these things are not taught in school. You can only learn them when you are in it. You can only learn them when you start that business. In the process of the growth of that business, that's when you're going to learn. That's when you're going to get that experience. That's when you're going to get that exposure. So you don't wait till you complete school before you start all these things. And you know, one some of the advantages of starting business as a student is it gives you experience. You will get this experience that after school, even if you want to enlarge your business, you are not a starter. You already have the skill. Your skill has grown to a level. You have experience. You know how you know the different kinds of customers. You know how to relate with customers. You know, like, your marketing skill is not at the bottom because you've been doing this for a while. And also you get exposure to greater business ideas and strategies. You know, one thing I've realized about business is when you are in it, you get to, like, the ideas keep on coming, and the strategies of how to make the business better keeps up coming. But when you've not started, you wouldn't even spend time thinking about it. But when you are in it, you make time for it, so you grow in it. And also you get to make income while studying, and you get to build network. You know, sometimes even if your business is not making as much as money as it's supposed to, the network it helps you build alone is good. You might not benefit from that now, but in future it might be of great benefit. You might never know the contract you will get in future. You might never know who will, suggest you to some who will suggest you to, I don't know. You might never know. You might never know. You might never know what this passion or what this small business can become. So if you have the passion, if you have the idea, if you have the capital, if you have the support, if you have the courage, don't hesitate to start. It's never too early to start a business as a college student, or as a university student. It's never too early to start a business. You can start provided you you feel it's time for you to start. And one of the disadvantages can be you can lose focus as a student. That is why to prevent that you have to really prioritize. You are a student first before the business in this aspect. So you have to put your school first. For instance, as a believer, as a believer who is also a student and an entrepreneur, I'll encourage you that in all things you have to put God first. Is God first, your school first, your school second, then work. If you miss this, you'll be confused. Like sometimes you'll be caught up into the business thing when you're making so much money. And if you don't take care, it will take the place of your studies and the place of God. That is why it is very necessary to prioritize so that at the end of the day, you will have a very balanced life. So I will encourage us all, dear students, dear international students, dear students everywhere, that you don't need to be great to start. You have to start to be great. Yes, you don't need to be great to start. You have to start to be great. Don't wait till you have all the capital you need to have. Don't wait till you finish all the school you want to finish, like your PhD or whatever. Don't wait till you have billions of business ideas before you start. You know, don't. Everybody has a dream, but doers are the real deal. Everybody can have a dream, everybody can have a vision, everybody can, wish, but it takes few to do. So be a doer. I'll encourage us all to be a doer. Wake up, prioritize, apportion your time well. Don't waste time. As a student, there is so much time on our hands. Life will not get less busy when we leave school, it will get more busier. So this is the time to learn. This is the time to explore in the business world because some of these things you can't learn them in school. It takes you working in there to know what it's what is in the business world. Sorry. So I want us to end here. I believe we learned something, and I believe this video has at least made an impact in our life today. Get up, get up, get up, get up, and do something. And it's going to be massive in the near future. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Please, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Let's just hit the subscription button, like, drop your comment, recommend this video, tell people to subscribe. Please, 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 please. Thank you all for your support. I love you. God bless you. Bye. 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 Bye.